Morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today? All right, so I have all the ratings done here for the good ones, and Fran is definitely the top pick. So Fran gets 22 points. The ARO gets 20. Let's do the numbers for these before I scan to see if there's anything else, because these are just so good. I want to make sure I have time to get all the numbers figured out for these. So Fran will have a little bit of a spread in it. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but it usually does have a spread in it. Okay. And let's just see where the target is on this first. And also, Tom is doing a talk today at 11 o'clock. I wrote the reminder in the room there. 1522, 1546. And that is really not that far away, actually. I wouldn't put it past this thing to get down there before the open. Actually. Wow. It's going to. 1612, 1624. $34.96. And I thought we'd watch some things for continuation today after yesterday, but there's just some really nice new gaps here today. We don't even need to do that. $32.50. Okay. All right, here we go. Targets for Fran. Let me just see one thing here. Hold on. Fran targets are 1546, 1522, 15, and I'm going to say 1475. I mean, this thing can go $1 in a normal day, so to get it down to 15 isn't crazy at all. What a nice little gap here. 1660, 1615, 1610. Okay, here's all the resistance. And I want to figure out the numbers for ARO and scan first, and then we'll figure out how we should take this. Because this could move a lot before it even opens. I mean, this could actually just continue breaking before it opens, so. Okay. All right, so Fran is the top watch. We'll have a little spread, but I don't think it's a big deal. Let's look at the ARO numbers now. I mean, this can almost do anything at once too, and this is a short. You know, this could rally up quite a bit here and still be a topping tail and be a short. I don't think it's going to really, though. I think it's going to make a little type of topping tail and have a rubber band effect and then just go. Where did this go this morning? retested 9 and held. So $902, $902, $906, $910. I'm even going to say 912, 915, 925. And this has to be the first target. It's not that far away, unfortunately, but it does have to break this to get down here. So we'll say 825 and 807 and 8, and then it was 778, I think. Yeah, 788. I'm concerned that this won't break this morning, though. I'm just thinking about this here now. This might need a 15-minute. It's so close to $9 here, though. It really doesn't have much to rally. But it might rally and then kind of base and base and base and base and base until it breaks down. $61, $65, $57. This could get all the way up to 1665-ish and, you know, 67, 68 and still be a short here. If it even wants to rally that much. All right, let's go back to the arrow. This is 936. I'm even going to write down that. All right, here's the numbers for arrow. I think we should do Fran first. Good morning. Good morning, Jerry. I think we should do Fran first. That's what I want to watch first. Oh, here's the spreadiness in Fran here. Now it's 15 cents. This is more like it. This is what this usually is like. And then we'll watch the arrow. And everybody check and make sure you have everything. Which we do. I didn't even need to scan for anything yet this morning. I just found these things. All right, here's the numbers on arrow. Targets. And these are realistic targets. Actually, let's look at the market next before I scan for anything else. All right, so interestingly enough, I don't know what happened here yesterday. I'd called the market long out of the gate. It worked. However, it didn't break out to new highs. I thought it would in the Qs. It didn't. It fell in here into the 12 o'clock major reversal time, which is where it broke this 15-minute buy setup it did and fell into 130. So I don't know what transpired here that made this drop off happen, but the market bounced very fast. I mean, almost as soon as it broke the low, it bounced. You see here, the low was broken here at 85 in this bar, and it bounced the next bar. So it broke the low and bounced immediately, got bought. That's bullish. Despite the fact we broke the low yesterday, we closed with a tail, we closed green, we broke the low and bounced immediately, absolutely immediately. So the bottom line is we're strong. And today we're gapping up or slightly neutral up open. We're going to fall through today higher. Today, I guess, we're going to break over the highs. I thought we would yesterday. Today is more likely. The market will be strong today, but the weak things we like to watch are going to work. So I'm not really worried about it either way. Oh, that's right. The Fed minutes came out. Yeah, Jerry's reminding me. Was it 2 though? Well, or was it at 12? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what made it happen then. Yeah. And there's a lot of data today. I plopped everything in the room for everyone to see earlier. You can just scroll back, but there's stuff out today, and markets should move today and have some volatility. But do you see how it shakes everything off? Do you see that? If that's the case, that this was the announcement that came out that made us drop through the low and we bounced right back, it shook it right off. I mean, it just shook it right off. Market's just not coming in. I say that every day, I know, but it's true. It's not. Okay, let's look at this SPY here. The SPY broke the low harder, but again retraced and rallied very quickly after it broke. It was 179-ish, broke hard all the way down to almost to 178, and then rallied. And I said we weren't going to be bearish unless we broke 178. We didn't at all. Neutral open here in the SPY. FIO, let me look up. This just something plopped up in the FIO. Look how weak FIO is. Look at that. I'm not doing this today, but look, FIO is going to make it all the way down and do its thing. It's going to do its thing. It's going to go roll over. Boop. It barely even came up here then and held. You could have shorted this yesterday. In fact, let's look at EXPR today. Let me get new one. New one got over 14, so I can't do anything with this right now. All right, Tom, I'll look at the TITN. Fran is better and ARO is better as of now. I mean, I'll quickly do the numbers on this if you want. I'll quickly rate this if you want. I'll quickly rate it for you. We do have to figure out how we're going to take the positions in the Fran, though, and the ARO. I have to think about how they need to set up. Let me get another sheet here. This isn't an immediate play out of the gate. This is definitely not an immediate play out of the gate, this TITN. If this breaks out of the gate, it would go down and bounce and flip around green like whatchamacallit the other day, Rax. I would not do this immediately. I would wait for a 15-minute on this. I said the same thing about PBR earlier this week, and that's exactly what it needed to go. So this is a watch for today, but not out of the gate. All right, let's just quick do the numbers on it, and then I'll read it. Well, the first target's here. It's 14, then 1360, 1320. Green target 13. Okay, that's that. This has a huge level of resistance. See, that's the problem with this here. Wait for a 15-minute. Don't do this aggressively. That's the end of the story. The resistance on this is far away. It's very far away. I don't think this breaks right away. I'm not going to take the time to rate it. We'll see how this acts on the open. The resistance is more than $1 away. You know, that's the reality of the story here with this. So here's the targets. And it's a short, okay? This is a short. But what's going to happen with this is the same thing that happened with the other one. Yeah, what was it? I can't even think now. The one on Tuesday. Gosh, I can't think of the name of it. Hold on, let me look at my sheets. What was the one that we did on Tuesday? KKD. KKD. This is a similar thing. KKD. Let's look at KKD. KKD is it's a similar thing with the TITN. It's the people are going to be trying to buy TITN. It's not a buy, but that's what traders are going to try to do. It will be fighting with itself in the beginning of the day. So I would lay off that initially. And it's like if we didn't have anything else to do, we could watch the TI10. We didn't have anything else to do, but that's not the case. ARO is good. No, it's not. It's not. Look. It's not. This is the best gap today. Problem is that if it squishes down here and keeps going and going and going, how the heck are we going to get it? I mean, we are going to get it. I'm just wondering as far as the actual... Let's think about it right now, and then I'll do the scanning. How do I want the stock to set up in the open? What's the correct ideal entry? Really? In an ideal world, a pop and go, or a 1 minute low. I really want to see a lot of weakness in this, like out of the gate, no matter what it does, because there's nothing holding this on anymore. If it wants to rally, this is shortable even up into the 1660s. That's only 70-some cents away from here, which isn't a big deal. But in an ideal world, it just pops and then sells off like a banshee or sells off into the open. And I think we got to do it. And maybe we'll do it half size if it sets up really, really aggressively like that, depending on the price of where it's opening and also the volume in here pre-market. But I think if it opens here, if it opens under 16, go after it aggressively. Here's where it could rally up to and still be a short. The problem is that it's really weak. And so in an ideal world, I'd rather it just open and break. But honestly, this is like something we could just sit and be patient with to rally up here. If it does open and start to trade green and does 3 green bars up here, we can sit and watch it. It's not a reverse swoosh up there. And it's actually, it's a short no matter what it does today, really. So I'm going to give myself two takes on this today. You got to decide on your own how aggressive you're going to be with your sizing. But I think it may need 2 trades in case it sets up and flips us out. This is a short no matter what, and it is the best gap. I really want to be aggressive on it because it's so good. Because it really could just fall and break down and break that next area, which is actually not that far away. It's really very close, actually. 1522. 60 some cents from here. So if it rallies first, watch it closely and still take it. As long as it holds resistance. By 9:35, I still think if this rallies, it has to get everybody out within 5 minutes. Like just go and get all the people out in 5 minutes that want to do whatever they want to do so that the shorting can come back in the selling. There's really, you know, there shouldn't be really any short covering in this significantly here into the open. There's not a lot of volume in this morning. People are going to try to buy it, so that could be some of the green if we see it right away. But the shorting will push it down and the selling will push it down then into the resistance quickly if against the traders who are trying to buy it. So I think it needs to happen fast. Nice pattern there. And arrow, really in an ideal world, holds 9 and sets up and goes around 9 or close to 9 and doesn't go over 925. However, if it doesn't break by 9:45 a.m., it's a 15-minute play. Okay, let's just see what else is out there. I haven't looked at anything else. We looked at the market. The market's bullish. That's no surprise. I say that every day. Let's look here and see what other things we can find this morning that we can put in a watch list, because I really don't have a big list. I mean, I just have good stuff to watch here, which is fine. Report out at 10 and 10:30. Tom's doing a talk at 11. And we should be done with our trades by then. I don't think today is a day to hold the targets. I said yesterday you could have held this to the target simply because I thought it was a really good gap. And I didn't think the market was going to do anything crazy in the morning when I saw the market. I thought it was going to be bullish, but I didn't think it was going to be crazy against our shorts yesterday. But then the market did power trend in the morning. This went to the dream target anyways. Today, though, I do think that the market is going to rally over the high unless some of the data that comes out at 10 or 10:30 changes that reaction. So I don't think today is a day to hold the targets. I don't think ARO gets to the dream target today of 778. I don't think that happens. I think this rallies up here and has probably a 50, 60 cents move in it somewhere and around the 820s, 830s, 840s. I think ARO will take 2 days to get down there. And if it closes weak today, like if it just drags itself down into 4 o'clock, it's an overnight hold down to gap down tomorrow morning. This is more like a 2-day play here in ARO. Okay. We do. We have 2 good things, Dave. You can scroll up. Fran and ARO. Both are goodies. I haven't even scanned for anything else. I'm going to quick look right here now. Some people are giving me other ideas. I just haven't had time to look at them, because we got something good. This came out last night. This could be in a secondary watch list. This is very cheap, but let's look at it. This is all right. This could be in a secondary watch list. This already have on the list, but I don't think it's an aggressive play. It's a short though. This is fine. This one's good here too. This is good here down to 320. This isn't bad at all. Let me see if I have this. Yes, I do. Yay. All right, this goes on the list. There's quite a bit of stuff here. I feel like we're busier this week than we were, gosh, what was it, the week before Thanksgiving? Or I don't remember. Let's look at Costco. And today's only Thursday. It's not even Friday. So this week really turned out to be amazing. Let's see. Costco. No, I don't like Costco. I don't like Costco at all. Market's bullish. Costco will come in here probably a little bit or maybe quickly and bounce or not even come in at all. I don't like Costco, but I'll put it on the secondary watch list. And this is too thin. Let's see if there's anything else. AGNC. AGNC is just following through so nice. This is a downgrade. And, you know, this isn't really a gap per se. This is just a continuation gap follow through, which looks really good. I'm not watching this immediately, but this is a top watch here today for lower and the FIO. Here, I'll plot them both on the list. Continuation gaps to watch today. EXPR, even though it's gapping up because it's gapping up because of the market. FIO, AGNC. PAX is nothing here. I know why. Let me look at this guy. This is a nice little chart too. Another continuation watch here. Okay, and then here's the secondary watch list, which I'm not going to rate or trade these things, but you can watch them. Hold on. Secondary watch list is SNPS, WTSL, Costco if you want to watch it, Sol, SNPS. So I know we had a really good day yesterday. Don't get nuts here today, okay? There are good gaps here today, but you're not going to trade any differently today than you did yesterday, the day before that, or the day before that. Okay, I know some people took some more risk yesterday, and me included, because the EXPR was really good, and I did all the ads, and I was really happy with my day. But, you know, we still have to wait for the triggers. We still have to have the gaps hit the numbers right, set up, do what they're supposed to do, size ourselves properly, yada, yada, yada. I like Fran a lot. It's a very good gap. It rates 22 points. It's my #1 pick. But, you know, I'm not getting nuts here today, you know? Don't start getting hog wild. It's about just doing your thing and doing it well. I know it's exciting when things work so well and stuff like that, but you still got to be patient and just let the market give it to you. And that's what's been happening. That's what's been, we just get up in the morning now, things are here. So we just follow and we just stay on track. Just stay on pace. All right, so here this goes. Ay. Under 1565 is a new low for this. Spread in this now is 22 cents. This is the Right. Dave's saying the objective is to be disciplined. Exactly. And I was disciplined in my ads yesterday. I was disciplined. I even sat with a calculator. I don't know if you could hear me doing it yesterday, where I was trying to figure out how much then I was really ended up risking in that thing, that EXPR, because I had taken more and more and more of it, and the stop was the same. But, you know, I had made the decision. I was okay with the risk, and I held on to it, and then it broke. And I think that's when I started screaming and cheering. But let's wait to cheer today until we see how these things play out. But what a great lecture today for Tom to be doing, because there's been so many nice shorts here. What a great lecture on the fall selling season, or selling season into the end of the year. He's going to do at 11. Couldn't be better timing. Here we go. Just broke a new low. Just broke a new low here now in the Fran. Woo! Go, Fran, go. You had a visual of me sweating and punching the calculator. Yeah. Did anyone hold this? Ken, where did you get out of this? Did anyone hold this down to 1860 something? Did anybody get the whole thing down to the last, like, squishy penny? Did anyone actually do that? I went back and looked at this in the afternoon. I was wondering if this was going to set up in a 15-minute. It didn't. Very interesting. I think this is something else we need to make note of, by the way. Kind of the same thing happened with KKD. Oh, you closed it till at 19. Yeah, well, you know what? Here, this is something interesting I think we need to start tracking, too. This made the low at a major reversal time. I think this did, too. Hold on, let's go look. Here, let's look at them right now. Yep. Ken saying if you paid attention, he would have covered some of the trend line break. Yeah. Let me go back to Nuon. Hold on. Ken's trading too many stocks simultaneously. That's a problem. Management is a problem if you're in 1,000 things. All right, 1345. I mean, I'm just looking at this here. Now, this moved 50 cents after the 12 o'clock major reversal time. But to be honest with you, I don't want to get into this too much now. We should go back and look at some. It does appear that when these things roll over in the morning, like the Nuon backed up into the 10, dropped down into 10 something, backed up, and then broke into 12. But it does appear that a lot of these things, if they keep spiraling down, are making the lows around that lunchtime period. So I still think that's probably a good place to be out around that lunchtime period, if not before. We've seen things make the lows around 10, 10:15. In fact, I think Diane was tracking that like a month ago or something. But you see here, this broke late. It broke at 10. So this wasn't the albeit low then. It broke this thing that was going on in here then at 10. But it does appear that that is a very important here, this 12 o'clock major reversal time. There's 3 that worked nicely, and they were like 2 made the lows at noon. And the one moved 50 cents past the noon, but what was the other one? Oh, Rax. When did Rax, after Rax had that drop off? I guess an important thing to note. It's the kind of thing that has to be in the trading plan. If you want to trade past, 10:30-ish. There it is. Look, 12:15 was the low in Rax. This was yesterday. It was 10 o'clock the day before. But it fell off a cliff here into the open that one day. It was on the 3rd. I mean, that fell off a cliff immediately. There's only one problem with this. The spread is gymongous now. Look, it's 25 cents. What are you going to do? All right, FIO is a nice follow through for today. I like the AGNC for nice follow through for today. Jerry's saying the lows and the Qs was 130 yesterday. Yep, interesting. Yep, around that lunch period. ARO is hanging loose here around 9, which is good for an immediate short. I think I got to put them both up on my screen here, actually, even though I had Fran up first. And of course, we'll see where this gets to. Volume's starting to come in. Let's look at the market. Market's holding strong. SPY does not look as strong as the Qs. Definitely not. All right, does anybody have anything else they want me to look at? Let me know now, or if you have any questions. I think we're going to just do the ARO and the Fran today. Okay? And then that'll be our day. Then Tom's going to talk at 11. Have a nice day today. Go into Friday with a nice week, basically, and see what we get for tomorrow. I'll look at the earnings tonight when we're done here with these morning ones. You know, it's sometimes people think December doesn't have anything, but December has had a lot of shorts here. Even though it's not earnings season, there's been quite a few gaps. Blocks. Okay. Look at this guy again. That rolled over yesterday. Did you? Woo! Look at that. Who would have thought that would have broke the 200? But there it did. This could have been an overnight call. Look at that. Did you do this yesterday, Mitch, or you want to do this today? I mean, there's nothing to do here today. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days down. You could have shorted this every day in here. It was tough to do with the setups, probably though. Look. Like it rallied first here and rallied first here and rallied first here. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days down. I'd lay off of it now. But we'll keep that on the list for later. Like, I've been watching the new one, but the new one got over 14, and now I'm kind of like, I mean, new one has to hold soon. You see what's happening here. This is coming down on top of itself. This is, I don't think this is going to get over this area, but it has to hold very soon here now. Very, very soon. Like, maybe today we'll look at it and see when it closes, what it looks like. Oh, you did blocks as a late trade yesterday. Good job. It's really nice that some of you are watching these things for follow-through. I know Gerard's really big on that. If Mitch is starting to do that too, that's good. It helps you get conviction in the follow-through with the gap when you're playing them. Understand these chart patterns even for later setups. Because some of you I know want to do later setups. You don't want to do it on the 1. You want to do it on the 5 or the 15. And you can see here this power of the gap, the way it moved down. It even broke the 200. I mean, Rax is the most powerful thing we've seen in a while here because it's almost a vertical drop. You know, within a 2-week period. Or a month, actually. What was the day of this gap? The 12th. 5 days down, it's usually 3 to 5. 3 to 5. And so I'd be off blocks today. 3 to 5. 3 to 5 days down. It's 5 now. I'd be off of it today. Okay. FIO is weak as all get out. We talked about this before. Let's see what EZPW is doing. And I'm going to grab a cup of coffee and be right back. EZPW could do a sandwich here. If not today, tomorrow. EZPW had 1 green bar yesterday, but that doesn't mean anything at all. EZPW could do a sandwich in here, sandwich that green bar, and break again. Did it get to $11? Well, it did get to $11. I still think this is more in it. JCP, let's see. JCP is still a short too. We can put this on the secondary watch list as well, Diane. Yep. Fran is really something. Okay, so here's the SPY. Here's ARO. Here's Fran. Here's the Qs. All right, now I'm going to grab a cup of coffee and then I'm going to be back. We're all ready to go. Very easy day in the sense that we have two quality things to look at, ARO and Fran, and luckily, I don't think either one of them sets up at the same time. Sometimes we get things and it's like, gosh, you got to do everything out of the gate. But, you know, ARO, I think, needs to situate itself, possibly in a 5-minute, okay? And Fran, I just want to be on it and watch it and see it, and I hope the spread isn't 20 cents into the open. Tom, what do you think the spread is going to be in this into the open? ITUB, you want me to look at? Nope, I'd be off this guy here too. Don't forget the market's bullish. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. If for something changes here with some report that comes out at 10 o'clock, then fine. SPY has to break through 178 to fall in red. I said I'd be shocked if that happened. I know we broke the low yesterday, and we appear to be gapping down a little bit here now in the SPY. Not really the Qs, but we are in a strong market. Assume strength until otherwise noted. Because every time we appear to come in, it gets bought. You see the rally that happened yesterday after that fall off. So I would just, you know, really stick with things that are weak. ARO has been weak since forever. And Fran is clearly weak. And this is still weak. It's only gapping up here with the market. JCP is weak, though. FIO is weak, though. AGNC is dead on arrival. And we'll probably get to 19 today. I mean, there are some nice things that are weak in the market here. TITN is weak, but unfortunately just not great placement here. And because the market's bullish today, and I know the way some traders are going to look at this as a buy, I wouldn't do this until it sets up in a 15-minute. What was that other one? INTC. Where's that guy at here now? No, look. Let me just see if this is done. Oh, and what was the other one? Started with an O. OVTI. What happened with this guy? Ew. Look at that! Michael! How did you end up in this? Moji. Woo-wee, woo-wee. Wow. Don't do anything with that, period. And you know what the funny thing is that, oh, good. It looks, this is a short's getting stopped out. It actually looks like it got bought. I mean, you could have actually bought it into 12 o'clock major reversal time. Wow. Well, you know what the interesting thing is? We can go over this later, Ken. It started the day with a reverse swoosh. It started the day with a reverse swoosh. It started the day with a reverse swoosh, and it really never looked back. For a period of time, briefly in the morning, it looked like it was starting to set up when it did a roly-poly hill thing. Here it is in the one. But here's how it opened on the day. And you know what the funny thing is? That reverse swoosh concept is just, it's good. This is how the day started. Right there. This is where it started to look good. And then it came in. But you know what the problem was? After it killed this. Let's just see what time it killed that. That hilly formation needed to hold. What time did it go over that? Oh, let's see what time it went over it. Held it for a while. There. Here. Around 1:15. When it got over this area here, it was done. Yeah. Well, and the market didn't help this yesterday either. Here was the problem too. This shouldn't have happened here after this. So this looks great. After this, you let it settle down. This isn't really great to make a new high here, though. It's really not. But this was fine. Actually, some people did this and made 30 cents. But then when it didn't follow through here, remember, 1450, it never even got anywhere near that again. That was a problem. Never got anywhere near 1450. Actually, these three green bars here this is not supposed to be like this. This is bad. So this all looks fine here, and then it comes down, but then this, you got to be out. And then obviously this was the kicker. FIO, I called FIO the other day. Really, really good. I just thought it was going to go all the way down to the whole number. It didn't. FIO probably gets to there today. We can look at it a little bit later. I'm not going to do this out of the gate today. Where did I even get that number that I said to put their stop in? Oh, here it was. There it was. Here's where we had the stop the day that we did it, when I just called it. And then we stayed through the play and it came down here, but then it double bottom. Double bottom bounced at 927, never got to $9. This is still in play. It's basically holding 70. It's holding the resistance here really well. You could watch the FIO. All right, let me quick grab a cup of coffee and I'll be back. We got to focus on Fran. Fran is going to have a spread. I'd count 10 cents just to be safe here. And now I think Fran does have to rally. Before I thought we could go after it hog wild. Now it's down. It broke new lows here. It probably does need to rally up to 16-ish or thereabouts. Initially, I had a maximum level of 1668. I don't think that's, no, that's too far now. That's $1 away. This can't rally $1. So let's stick with these areas. 1615, 1612, 1610, 16, and I have 1596 for the resistance. $82, $88, $87, $88. All right, so we're changing our game plan here on this because it's broke a lot more. And that's okay. That's alrighty. But if this reverse swooshes too, if anything reverse swooshes, let's not do it. I mean, that's the rule. You know, I didn't end up doing this yesterday. The bottom line is I liked so much the XPR that I luckily didn't have to do this. But you're not supposed to short the reverse swooshes. And know if you do, that is 50-50 chance of failing. And it's a sign. It's a sign. And against this market, we don't want to do anything that we shouldn't be doing. We have to short stuff that proves that it's weak. And I prefer under the open. This ARO is tempting here because it's holding $9 and might go right away. This is really tempting. But even this has a 15-cent spread in it right now or thereabouts. All right, so I'm watching two things. Give me a minute here to grab a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. We're going to have a good day today. I don't know what we're going to do first. It probably is going to be Fran. But ARO is the quality gap 2. Okay? Money manage yourself today. Yesterday was a very nice day. Let's just try to repeat it today. Be in control. Be disciplined, like Dave was saying. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What did this Fran do? Well, it stayed under 16. Okey-doke. Let's go to the market. Oh, arrow. Went up to 9 and held it. Geez, you almost could have shorted this here pre-market. Look. Arrow ran right up to the resistance and held it. This does have volume in here too. All right, so I have arrow as one of the watches, and if you want to do this today, you can certainly watch this out of the gate. I think holding 9 is the ideal, and it is. Fran is my top watch and rates the best, so I'm going to watch it first. It does need to rally some, I think, now. Not to 1660-ish like we talked about before, but probably up to like 16, 16, 15. Okay. All right, any questions from anyone about anything, let me know. Sol. Yeah, this is fine. You can do this. We can go look at this too. I'll quick give you the targets on this here. Hold on. I just don't. I don't want to do two things at the same time here today. 330. Well, I'm even gonna have to say this too. 350 and 330 for Sol. 350 and 330. Yeah, I've got it. I've got everything. So Sol is good. And if for some reason Fran reverse swooshes, we'll flip to the ARO of the Sol. We got plenty of things to watch today. Plenty. This has a lot of volume in it, actually. So my top watch is Fran. ARO, just be careful. I think this might need a 15-minute or a 5-minute. And Sol has plenty of volume and isn't spready at all, so it could be done out of the gate, and it's hanging on by a thread. So we're kind of watching 3 things here, really. I didn't rate this, but it's good. The first target's, though, 25 cents from here. You have to be out of some at 350. Okay. All right, any questions? Any questions from anyone about anything? Tom's going to do a lecture today at 11 about the fall selling season. We're going to trade this morning, and then we're going to go over the plays, and then we'll go over the earnings for tonight and see if we can have a nice solid day in here today. Fran will have a spread. I just don't know what it's going to be, but I hope it's not 15 cents. This is the only thing that's not spready this morning, actually. Arrow is spready. Fran is. Sol's the only thing that's not. Let me write down this number for Fran. 1550 it went to. And this came down to 824. So I had 825 written down. That's pretty much the first area for that. And Sol is at the low. I mean, this is a baby thing here. You know, if this sets up and we watch the Fran their arrow, I guess we could do this and Fran our arrow too, because this is like a baby guy. This isn't going to be crazy whippy or anything, this little Sol thing. It just doesn't have a big target. Jeez, this Fran spread. Okay. Good luck, everyone. Have a good day today. Follow your trading plan. Do what you're supposed to do. Wait for the entries. Size yourself right. It's a good day yesterday. Let's duplicate it today. One thing that's the best inviting thing about this is it might have like a 4-penny stop. Is that why you like it, Tom? The entry in this might be like 3 cents. Look. 87, 87, 85. You gotta take a lot of it though. Okay, let's get organized. My clocks are back working today. They were off yesterday. All right, so just let Fran open and start trading. I'm not taking Fran with a 20-cent spread. It shouldn't be 20 cents. It's 20 cents right now. So just let Fran open and start trading, see what it does. Sol's rallying, ARO's rallying. Just let these things open and start settling down. ARO shouldn't have a spread either on the open. Okie doke. Okay, 7 cents now. Okay. Haven't done anything. Haven't done anything at all yet. It's just bounced off of 62. This is going over 16 now. Whoa, look at ARO. Where did that go? 863. Don't do anything with that guy there. And Fran needs to rally. I mean, let Fran rally. Sol, let's look at this. $82, $82. This isn't moving. Here, let's take some of this with a stop at 85. Sol right here, stop 85. Sol right here, stop 85. Okay, I'm not getting fill. I didn't get filled. I didn't get any of it. I didn't get it. Did anyone get it? I had to kill my shares there when it just hit 77. Did anyone get it? Let me try it again now. No. Sol. I just tried to take it. It's the only thing it's set up, but I don't have one share. No, I don't have any. I can't get it. No. Did anyone get filled? I just tried a million times. I put it at 85. Oh, I tried. Don't do anything with this. Okay, let's wait on Fran. This is so odd. Oh, I still can't get any of this. There, I just got filled. All right, I just got it. I said 85. Let's, yeah, 85 is fine. We're going to 50 on this. And I'm just noticing now it has a 2-penny spread. That was very odd. I got filled into the drop. 82 plus 2. Let's give it 86. Let's give it 86 now. Wow, I almost gave up on it. But that's very unusual. You usually get filled in a pop. I got filled in the drop. My price on this is 79. It's better than nothing. I was trying to hit it here at 80. Well, that's not that much difference, actually. Okay, this is the only thing I'm doing. I almost gave up on it. Phew. Persistence. All right, so I'm in this. Let's see where this goes. And luckily, because I don't see anything else setting up yet, ARO stay away from for now. This is a snail, though. Oh, gosh, this is such a snail. Now we're in it. 350 is really the target. I mean, really, 350 is the target on this today. Oh, Tom's saying Sol just opened and had issues. Oh, well, then that makes sense. Yay! Okie doke. So if this goes down to 50, If this price had moved so far from my price, I'd take more of this here, but I can't. It's too far from where I'm in it now. That's why we weren't getting filled, or why I wasn't getting filled. I got filled at 79, but the proper entry here at David was back at 81. I kept pressing the button here and pressing it, pressing it, pressing it. I almost gave up on it, but I did get filled at 79. Just trying to get it beforehand. Okay, market's rallying. Okay, let's look at the other things. Fran is tough. Fran is really tough, people here. I would wait for a 5-minute on this. It's trying to settle itself down. I would wait for a 5-minute. An arrow you can't do. Okay, so we're in this, and if this goes here down some more and does a 2-minute or a 1-minute sell setup, I'll call an add or another entry in it. So I have a stop at 86, 83, 84, 85. Yeah, let's just keep it there. This is still only 7 cents. You can take more of this under 75. You can take more of this at 74 if you want. You can add more at 74. And I'll give you a different number if it hits a different number here too. No, it's still 74 as of now. You can do an add at 74. You can take more at 74. Or you could preempt it at 75. I'm going to see if I can get more at 70, 74 myself. There, I just got filled. I did. I just took some more here at 75. All right, stop is still 86. Okay, so you can add more at 74. I just wanted to see if I got filled a little bit more there because I had problems in the morning, but I think it was just because it wasn't open yet, like Tom said. So we have the stop over here. I'm just seeing this now. This is 83. Yeah, we have it at the right place. Here's where it came down this morning. Okay, let's look at the other things. Fran is trying. Fran is trying desperately. No, this keeps making new highs. Forget it. Arrow's out. Okay, soul's the only thing we're in. Soul's the only thing we're in, so I think that's set up. Fran looks like it reverse swooshed. ARO did a huge tail and looks like that was the whole thing. You can take more of Soul at 77 or 74. This is a real snail thing here. We're not looking for a big target on this because it is a snail, but it's working. It's weak. And after this breaks down under 75, we're going to lower the stop. Here you can take more of it under 75. You can take more of it here. Just did a 1 minute sell set up there at 77. It's there now. I did get filled before when I tried to take some more, so you probably will be okay. It's a nice little setup here. So the 2 minute is 74. The 1 minute's already triggered at 77. Let's look at these. No, Fran isn't going to work right. That's a shame. It bounced off 1550 and did a reverse swoosh. Can't call any plays in this. It's no go. And this one over 925. That's a no go. Let's look at the market. So the market's making an attempt to hold. Is it going to stick or not? Let's just see. I guess we're going to see. It's trying. Market's going to try to set up here as a buy. It's not holding as strong as I thought it would, though. Here we go. You can add more under 75 for Sol. Add more under 75 for Sol. It's a snail, but this is all we got here today because Fran reverse swooshed. We'll go over that later. Here, it just triggered on the 2 minute. You can take more Sol right now. I have enough of this now. But if you still want more, you can take more right here. Here again, it's triggering on a 75. Take this if you want it. Stop for now still has to be 86. Once this does a sandwich here, we're going to lower it, but it's really actually going to be not that much. We're probably going to put it at 85, so we're going to save like a penny. Just because sometimes I've seen this have a 2-penny spread. And then honestly, because this is a snail, when it breaks the low, we're probably going to have to take a little bit off. I'm not saying take half off or anything like that, but we probably should take a little off because this really is a snail. 350 is the dream target on this today. I mean, could this go to 330? Yeah. It's like a dreamland, though, against the market. Unless the market wants to fail. In fact, let's just write all the numbers down here now. Every tiny little number, because this is such a snail. 64, 58. 64, 58. 64 is probably there. You got to be in this. I took all I needed. You got to be in it. 370 is where it landed there this morning. 52, 63. That's probably the next place it's going to bounce is 64. It's probably going to bounce in here after it breaks the low because it's 6 pennies under there. And then after that, it'll go down to here, aroundish. You could be in it all day if you went to 350, though. Depends how much of this you got. Oh, good. You took some more. Very good. Boy, this is a snail city, but it's working. And we have a nice price in this now. Geez Louise. All right. Let's look here at the SPY. Okay, it's fine. All right. Just got to be patient. I'm not changing the stop in this yet, okay? It's got to break 70. It's literally pennies away from doing that. Time of the day is 9:45. Interesting. It looks like this is where it opened here, Tom. Yeah, it looks like it opened here at 9:33. It looks like really the high of the day here is 380. Let's put the stop now at 385. Because I think this is it here. I think this is the high of the day. This is skewed because of the late opening. You got to be in it. You got to be in it. Here, it's trying to break. Just FYI, the next number is 64. 64. So we might want to take half out at 64 if it bounces there. And if it keeps going, we'll stay with it. Or third out, you could take. If you want to be in this all day, it might get to 330. This is holding weak against the market. I do think, though, that I'll be all out of it at 350. Here they are, Jean. 364, 350, 8. There's just snaily ones here all over the place. 352, 350. Dream target's 330. Oh, they just went up here. Sorry. There. So interesting. I didn't do the OVTI yesterday because it reverse swooshed. And Fran reverse swooshed, and the market's coming in. Market's coming in. Come on, market. Help us today. Come on. I don't think we really come in anywhere deep. I think we're going to retest 85 here now in the Qs, but that's going to help Sol. Let's look at Fran now. No, can't do this. What an unfortunate bust. Here we go. Under the low of the day with Sol. You got to have everything you want now. You had plenty of time here to take it and take it and take it. There were lots of ads. Nice. Look, the daily looks beautiful. Oh, nice. If we just get this right to 350, boop, out. If the market can roll over here with us to do that would be great. So it's funny because where we put our stop was a little skewed because of the opening, but that's okay. We got it. We got the trade. We did everything right. It's a beautiful morning. Here we go. There's a typical bounce at the low of the day. 370, 370. So this did do a double bottom here, but we just broke it at 369. And if you're concerned about something backing up here, just take a little off if you're concerned. You know, we've been through this game before. But it did break this double bottom here. Time of the day is good. Market's rolling over a bit. Nice hilly formation. Nice look in the 5. Nice look in the 15. Average move of the stock on the day here is 20 cents. So, gosh, you know, 360. Yeah, you know, average move of the stock on the day is 20, 25 cents, people. And the high is really, I'm going to be using 380 here now. 20 to 30. I really think 350 is the target in this today. See, market's trying to bounce again. Market is sloppy. That's the call for the market. Sloppiness, basically. Okay, we just broke a new low in here. Let it keep on going and do its thing and ride on down. Here we go. All right, so the next number is 364, and I don't know what it's going to do there, but it could bounce there. Boy, this is playing out so easily. Phew. All right, here we go. Okay, so your choice of action on the next bounce is half out, ride the rest down to the bigger target. Or you could take the whole thing out. You got to make up your mind before it hits these numbers I'm giving you. This is all have to be planned out ahead of time here. What's going on with the market? It does not want to come in. Fran, don't touch it. ARO is really crappy looking. All right, so we're making money in this. We'll see what the continuation gaps did today. 66, 66. Let's look at this bigger picture here. Fran will work tomorrow. We'll watch Fran tomorrow. It's a shame. It fell too hard, I think, in the pre-market. It was better like when we woke up this morning. Really. Okay, so this just did another little tiny double bottom here. If you want to take out a third, you could take out a third here. I'm gonna stick with it. We don't have anything else, and I like it, and this isn't actually a number. Here's where it is. 69, so you broke that guy. 58. 72. 52. If this breaks 52, I think it'll roll over to 330. I don't know if it will. I think this is probably going to bounce around 360, 358. I'm going to try to hold it down to 350, 358. Okay. Our stop now for everything, though, is 85. And this is just a beautiful, nice little squinky stop here. But you got to do what you got to do. If you can't feel like you can't hold it all the way down to see if this breaks, then be out of it somewhere in here. If you think you can and you're up in it, take half out and write it down. Because this is where it has to break to go to 330 today. It's a big trade at 330, actually, with the entry we got and the stop. Tom, are you going to hold this to 330 today? All right, Fran is nothing. That's really a shame. Sol, we're doing ARO, can't do anything with. Let's look at the XPR. Nope, nothing here today. Let's look at new one. Nope, nothing here today. Let's look at the other one. It was OVTI. Ew, nothing there today. Market is making another attempt at the low and is really a mess. And we're in this nice thing here. Let's look at TITN. Nope, nothing here. This rallied too. Let's look at cost. Cost had a move in it. Looks like it had a big rally. Had to be patient to short that, but that did do it. FIO and AGNC. FIO isn't going to do anything today. AGNC, nothing here. So we're in. $1.22 for what are you talking about, Tom? I don't know what you mean. What's $1.22? You're going to stay in this till it moves $1.22? I don't think it moves $1 today. So I didn't get filled in this out of the gate because it wasn't open. So that made sense because I tried 1,000 different times. So I'm glad I kept forcing myself in. Look at this go. Go. Okay, so 364 is a number, but to be honest, since it just broke a new low there at 66, here, we just broke 64. All right, here we go. See if we can get down to 60. 60.58, I think we need to be out of half of it at least. Unless it doesn't bounce. Here, let it keep going, keep going, keep going. 62. Okay, my hand's on the button to take half of this off soon. Oh, come on. And then we'll just be patient with the rest. Time of the day is 9:54. Okay, it's done, the whole thing. I did have 63. 63 was the number. I had 64 and 63. Boy, this looks so great though, look. Here, let it keep going. Daily looks good. Daily looks good. Look at the 15-minute. Nice extension here in the 15-minute, people. Nice. I hope everybody loaded up on this. $61, $61. Time of the day is 9:56. Try to see where this goes into the close of this 15-minute bar. This 15-minute bar isn't going to close for 3.5 more minutes. Okay, come on. You could book some profits here if you want, or wait for the 15-minute to get into the close, or you could just wait. It's not doing, we can't lower the stop anywhere right now. I want you to take half out if you want to ride it to the bigger target, or be out of the whole thing if you can't wait all day, because there's no place right now to lower the stop. It really would still have to be at 385 if you want to be in it for the all-day play. Here, everybody pay attention now. Let's see if it breaks 60. If not, we're going to be out of half. I haven't taken anything off, though, yet. I'm probably going to take off more than half here, though, from where we got in it. I'm going to take off more than half if this breaks 60. In fact, I'm going to be out of 75% of the trade here if this breaks 60. Come on. Here. Yes. Go, go, go. This is a nice trade. Okay. I have a number 5852. There, I took it. I'm out. 58 was a number. We'll put in the stop for the rest. And I'll tell you where to lower it if we can. I just got out of 75% of the trade. 58 actually was a number. I just spotted it touching down on that and then quick took it. I don't think the stop can be lowered for the rest. All right. If you can't handle that, then you just are going to get out of the whole thing. It's, well, let's put it at 82. It's 3 cents above our price. 82 is a new stop. 382. 382. Or you could bar by bar it here. I mean, you could bar by bar it here. It touched down on a number, and it's going to try to break again here. And if it goes right to 50, I'll just be out of the whole rest. Or even 52, because 52 is the next number, to be honest with you. So you could just take the whole thing here if it has 1 penny of the previous bar here. You could. Okay, here we go. One more try. Here we go. $57. All right, if this comes down on 52 or 50, I'm out of the whole thing. But you could stay in this all day at 330. You really could. $57.57. In fact, if this doesn't break 57, I'm out of the whole thing here. I'm not going to let this do a 15-minute double bottom. It's got to break 57 right here. Come on. It's trying. It's really trying. There, I took the rest. I'm out of the whole thing. I just took the rest. I just took the rest. I'm not staying through a 15-minute double bottom. It double bottomed at 15. I just took the rest. Okay, if you want to stay in the rest of this trade, you're in it because you think that it's going to 330. I'm not staying through a 15-minute double bottom. It's exactly what happened in whatchamacallit, the FIO. If you are still in this whole trade or any of the trade or any of this trade, it's because you think it's going to 330. And it very well could, but not till the whole day. I'm not going to trade all day. And if it sets up again, we can actually retake it. I'm out of the whole thing right there. I was waiting for it to break 56 and it didn't. I mean 57. Okay. Here's the bounce. See? Look. It's got to be so fast. So fast when these double bottoms happen. If you're still in some of this, it's fine. You think it's going to 330 then, and it might. That was a nice trade though. That was a nice trade. It was an easy trade. All right, let's see if there's anything else. Honestly, I just don't think you can put your stop anywhere else. So if you're in this, you got to have it. It's 382. Woo. Who else is still in some of this? I know Tom is probably, and Ken. If we can do it. I don't know if Ken does snails. Who's still in half this? Mike, you're out of the whole thing? Moji's out of the whole thing? Whew, that was a good exit for the rest of that, wasn't that? I mean, if you didn't want to be in this all day. That double bottom thing is absolutely, without a shot of a doubt, real. It really is real. It's real, and it's too real to ignore. And I know we oftentimes want things to keep going, and we love the gaps, but this idea of the double bottom thing, it's too real. Beautiful trade. Thank you. You're welcome, Mike. Ed's still in half. That's fine. You're out of the salt, Jean. Edwin's in half still. Yeah, 11 o'clock for the webinar, Jean, if you want to come back. Yeah, come back at 11. Tom's going to talk. Philip's out of the whole thing, too. All right, good. Boy, it's shaping up. The week is shaping up here, isn't it? Today was actually an easy day here, even though the thing I liked didn't work out. Let's go look at it now. So great to make money early. It's 10:04. We could all go back to bed. Should we? Let's just go to sleep. Let's look at the... Then we missed Tom's talk, though. I've had too much caffeine to go back to bed. It double bottomed. Yes, Gene. Let's go over this before you sign out. Gene's asking a question about this. He's saying, the soul. This guy here. I was watching this. I said, let's try to stay into the close of this bar. And then I got out of like, 75% of it here before that happened. It made one little tiny green guy on the one. I got out. But then when it's open here, you give it a chance. You give it a speck of a hair of a second. And I was waiting for it to hit 56. It didn't do it. And it didn't. So the bottom line is that this is real. This is exactly what happened in FIO. This is exactly what happened in FIO. Let's go look at it. It was back on the 3rd. Look. The two bars weren't next to each other. It was over here. 927, 927. And of all the double bottoms in the world, seriously, these ones in the 15, if they happen to trigger in the 15, you got to be conscious of them. Your chart didn't have the double bottom, Edwin? You wouldn't have taken it out if you hadn't been here with me. Well, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing then. You know, you can also have this website up too. This is free. freestockcharts.com. You can have that up to be looking at 2 charts. I mean, I'm looking at 2 charts at the same time. I'm looking at 2 level 2s at the same time. It's good to do that. That you hear me say sometimes my clocks are off. My clocks are off right now, only by 5 seconds. Yesterday they were off by almost a minute. But it is good to look at 2 different charts, I think, to check things. And well, actually you guys are looking at mine. So you're looking at yours and mine. So you don't have to go to freestockcharts.com, but you could. I mean, I've always traded looking at 2 sets of data, to be honest with you. I've never not traded looking at 2 sets of data. I think it's a good double check. All right. I am talking, David. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? I'm talking. David, maybe you can, David, can you sign out and sign back in? Should I call Kathy? Okay, let me know. ARO is very unfortunate. Didn't work out here. It's sad. I was thinking about doing that. I thought we'd get 2 plays today and something. JCP, Diane, there's your JCP. Diane, did you do the JCP? This actually set up really well in the 15-minute. Diane, look at the stop this had. You didn't. Why? You had conviction. You liked it. You got to go with that. You have to start using that. You do have a good eye for things. You have a good eye for things, Diane. And you do know what conviction feels like, because sometimes you ask me about stuff and then I go back and look at it and it worked. You could be in this. Look, you would have made 30 cents in this with a 6-cent stop. I know it takes practice to follow your own ideas, but you definitely have a good eye. Okay, so JCPenney is a watch. I'll tell you where to lower the stop on this once this pivots here on this guy again for those of you that are still in it. JCP short watch. We have to revamp our short watch today because some of these things didn't play out right. Let's look at the my top one. This is a kamikaze play. I'm not doing it. If you really want to do this, you could do it 64 and you could put a tight stop over 84. It's not spreading anymore now. You could do it right here, 64 by 87. 64 by 87, and I'm saying that because you'd be really putting it over the start of this bar here on the 15 because it shouldn't go over the trigger bar. So you could put it at, if it didn't hit yet. This hasn't triggered whatsoever. 64 by 87, there it triggered. If you want to do the 64 by 87, there you had to do it. There it goes. Did anyone just do it? It just hit really hard in there. I'm not doing this. It's a kamikaze play, and the reason I'm saying that is because of the reverse swoosh, but you could get a play down here to 16. You could actually get a 50-cent, 60-cent move out of this there. I don't think this is breaking the low of the day here today, the way that reverse swooshed, but there, I just gave you a call. Did anyone just do this? Since you're still in half, does it mean you're going to be looking to trade all day? Do you mean in the sol? I said that because it's a snail. So the possibility exists. Yes, Edwin. Yes, you might be. But if we can lower the stop where it's above your price, then or below your price, then you won't have to babysit it. I wouldn't take everything out now. If you didn't take it out down there in the 50s or the low 60s, try to let it make one more reversal down here. It's still only 10:10. It's still only 10 o'clock. I mean, this has not flipped yet, but under 65, you could put the stop over 71. It only has a 1 penny spread now. I think you could put it tight at 74. 75. 74 or 75. Or if you're really uncomfortable with it, Edwin, you can take it off now. But since you didn't take it off down here, I mean, you may as well just wait a little bit. Some of you are going to be in this all day, though, I know. To try to get it down to 330. I just think it's a very snaily thing. That's a good decision to get out of that whole thing for me, though. Because I definitely don't want to trade all day. All right, let's see here. Did anyone just do the Fran I just called? You didn't have much time to think about it. Is anyone in this from where I just said it? First target, I heard, I'll give you the exact first areas. And it was a tight stop because you knew no way to put it over the high of the day now. 1640, 1630, 1630, 1615, 16. These are all the places. Here's a great example of live trading. Okay, this is live trading here. You rate the gap, it's a good bearish gap, and nothing's going to take away from that today. This thing, unfortunately, though, opened and reverse swooshed. Did we trade it? Did we lose any money in it? Did we short it improperly? No, we didn't do anything. Did we short this here? No. Did I short this here? No. You know, this reverse swoosh thing is real. It saves you money. It saves you money so you don't do something when a gap fails on the day. And this is a failed bearish gap on the day, but overall, this is still a bearish gap. I don't think it goes red today, but you know what? It might. It might, just because the chart is broken and weak. And it might have only reverse swooshed because of the fact that this had fallen down here the last 3-4 days and then gapped down quite a lot. And we saw it roll over this morning. So I just called a trade in this. Did anyone do it? This is going to plop on down if it breaks 50. Here you go. You're okay here in this. I'm seeing this on my other screen here, Edwin. You're getting some movement in this again. For those of you that are still in this, I would really put the stop at 74.75. It shouldn't get back there now that it's triggered on the 5-minute. And if you want to get out of some of this here, Edwin, you're only a few pennies down from the low. You can get out of the rest of this here if you want here, or just wait for it to see if it breaks a new low. I'm not going to call another trade in this, though, on this 5, because this isn't a proper sell setup. But I do think it's a place you could put the stop. Okay. There, it just broke 50. So it looks like nobody did this, huh? Nobody's writing in the room. Either you're too focused on your trade or nobody did it. So this is, you know, again, example of real live trading. Real live trading is you have everything figured out ahead of time, but then when somebody doesn't work out, you can't fight it. There's no friction. You got to go with the flow. Go with the flow of what the stock's doing on the day. I can't control this thing. I can't make it drop on the open if it doesn't want to. Tom, did you just do this in the 15? I'll call another entry, and if it backs up here on the 5, I'll call another entry. Mo G, I thought you would do it for sure because you like to trade lots and lots. You said you were too happy with the first trade to go kamikaze. All right, good. That's fine. And between today and yesterday, everyone should be feeling very happy. Sol is going back down again. There you go. Nice little squishy move. Under 57 now is a new low of the day if it gets down there. Let's look at the market. Market's holding. I don't know why we're surprised. No one should be surprised. This is holding. When's the next data out? 10:30, I think. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, 10:30 is natural gas inventories. Dave, you missed the call. You were not paying attention. You missed the call in Fran or you missed the call in Sol. Here you go, Edwin, and those of you, Ed, Tom, Ken, everybody that's still in this. Your pennies now from the low again. Very good. That had a big rally. You probably were sweating bullets if you had a lot of that up in the rally, but I did say to get out of some down there anyways. But, you know, this is looking pretty good. Oh, Fran, you missed the call, Dave. Okay. There's the Fran. So nobody did this. Oh, wow. You're up 30 cents now with the stop. Yep, 30 cents if you had done it. Oh, Ray did it. Okay, good. I'm glad somebody did it. Phew, Ray did it. All right, let it try to keep going here. So what was the next number I said after 30? 15. If this gets another setup, I'll call it. For those of you that missed it. This is one of these ones that is such a good gap, which we knew this morning because it rated well, that it's hard to believe that it's not going to work on the day. But, you know, the reverse swoosh, you can't short into it. But on the 15-minute here, this appears to be holding. So we'll see if it resets up again in the 5 and I can call another entry. There's a small, tiny, teeny, weeny chance that this would break the low of the day. It just broke 30. Be tight with this. Be tight with this now. Just let it keep going, though. If it keeps going down here, you might want to be out of like 75% at 16. Let the rest rally back, and then you can do an add if it sets up again. I'll call another trade. Man, if this breaks 16, it will break the low. I'm happy with my morning, too. I didn't want to do anything else. But I don't know why I didn't do this. 64 by 87. Yeah, here it goes. I said kamikaze because of the reverse swoosh, but in the end, the gap is good. Always go with the gap, but the reverse swoosh made me feel like it was kamikaze, but that's why I said to put the stop over the trigger bar. I actually gave you a really nice size position here for those of you that did it, because it would have been not so good here. Watch 15, Ray. Here, I'd be out of some of this here if this flips. 1 penny of the previous bar's high, I'd be out a little bit. If it hits 29 at 30, I'd be out of half. Mo, you're as surprised as me that you didn't take it? Yeah. It's good for you to be more in control, though, because I think sometimes you do overtrade. Yeah, so, you know, kamikaze means that the problem was the reverse swoosh and that there isn't a guarantee the stock's going to go red on the day. Why do we short things? We short them because we think the bars are going to turn out red. This is still going. Tom, I'm surprised you didn't do this. Ken, did you do this? Ken's probably been in it short since the open and has held through the rally. Ken probably had to stop at like 18. Ken, did you do this? Ken probably just said, I'm shorting out putting the stop over 1850. Mike's saying you need to show discipline today. You did need to show discipline today, and you did, and so pat yourself on the back. Diane said she wishes she was in it. Yeah. All right, this is getting some extension now, though. Ray did it. Extension is setting up right here. It's broke every number except for 16. Don't think this isn't going to bounce. And when it bounces, then I'll give a setup if anybody wants to do it. Here, get out of some, Ray. It's going to bounce. Or if we could put the hard stop over 25 for the whole thing, or half. And the only way you wouldn't get out of this whole thing here is if you truly believe it's going to break the low of the day. Man, this played out better than I thought in this move. Maybe I should have done it too. Well, I thought this was going to hit here, come down, back up, and then do another one. Nope, it's not backing up at all. Ay. What was the open? Hold on. 1579. 1579 was the open. An awesome move, yeah. Look at that, it was 60-some cents. Man, that was a 3-hour trade where I said to put the stop, and I'm a little surprised myself. ARO? No, this ARO is done for the day. It's not going to work out. This is, oh, here, Sol. Let me just tell you guys that are in this, be careful. It's right down here near the low. This has to break a new low. For those of you that are in this, it has to break a new low soon here. Why? Because it did a double bottom in the 15 and the 5. This is a good price here. This is basically a little bit above where I got out. So be careful. It has to break a new low. If not, it has a double bottom and that's there. This isn't going to work right today, Diane. I think it just closes looking like this. Like it's one of these ones that shouldn't have done what it did, but it did. And so I don't think this goes red on the day. I don't think it goes any higher green. I think it just kind of flatlines. I'm trying to think of what looked like this the last time we saw something like this. What was the last one we saw like this that rallied up and flatlined? It just didn't go anywhere. I can't think of it. It's not getting bought, and it's not getting sold off. I wouldn't do it. Here, I'll try to look for another play if you guys really want something else to do. Now everyone's chomping at the bit that didn't do the whatchamacallit one. There's the JCP. I could have called this here. This is a huge trade in JCP. Huge. All right, so you guys are getting it down. Follow it down here. Once it breaks 60, you should be clear to the bottom. You know, how you could have played this was you could have taken half out here, or 75%, and then you could have added back up in here as soon as it hit under 70 again. That could have been played that way. Here, you're good. You're good. Edwin, I hope you didn't kill it, since you suffered through the rally anyways. And now you're going to try to get it to break. And the next number is still 50, though, people. Okay? A bounce of 50, you really got to be out of it. It's getting late here. It's 10:22. I don't like this. Wow, Fran. Actually went all the way up to 1623. If you have a stop at 25, you didn't get taken out. Ray, are you in this still? The whole thing? Some of it? Half of it? What? This is going to go red today. Insane. I don't know if it gives another setup now, people. You didn't kill it, Edwin? Okay, good. Here, it's going to break 16. There it goes. There it goes. It's going to break 16. This is insane. Ray, you're in the whole thing. Wow, Ray has the conviction. That was a good call. It's going to go red today now. Wouldn't have retraced that 15-minute bar like that if it wasn't going to. I don't know if it rallies here. Let's just sit here and watch this. Well, what are you going to do? We had a good morning. We had a good morning, and what do you have to decide then? You keep trading? I mean, these are all things that have to be decided ahead of time. I personally didn't need to take another trade today, and I just, don't after yesterday and today. But, this was money. This was real money here, actually. Okay, it's going to try to bounce here at 16. It just did a double bottom at 16. You got to be out of at least half. Double bottom at 16. And the soul's bouncing too and didn't break the low. Soul's bouncing too and didn't break the low. Soul's bouncing too and didn't break the low. I'd watch this like a hawk now. It didn't make a new low. Okay. All right, let's look at the list of stuff for tonight while we're watching this. I don't see any other trades to call at the moment. JCP, Diane. Diane, I can't believe you didn't do this. This is huge. What's happening with this? Let me look it up. This had a 7-cent stop and is ran down here now 65 cents. This is going to keep going. Any sell setup in this today can be shorted. I think this could get all the way down in here today. Here, let's look at this. $8.75, $8.50, $8.40. Any sell setup in JCP can be shorted today. I actually have it too. Okay, I'll watch the Fran for a Here's a bounce. This is really going to break and go red today. I think it has to hold somewhere around here. $16.22. All right, let me just watch this here and see if this is really just going to do it again. 25.25. All right, Sol's still going. I still have Sol up on the other screen. Sol's going to try to break a new low. Here, Sol's almost going to do it. Sol to 50 if you can get it. Okay, I'm going to say kamikaze again. $15.99 by 26. 99 by 26. Oh, the spread in this is 4 cents. You're going to have to put it at 27. If this breaks 16, you could do a quick play to see if it does a sandwich here down to the low of the day. It did not trigger yet, though. And if this actually rallies on through, I'll call a sell setup. Double bottom on what, Diane? Sol? Or which thing you're talking about? Here, those of you that are in this, put the stop over 65. Don't let this back up here. Don't let this back up here over 65. Put the stop at 68 on Sol. 68 on Sol or bust. Well, this isn't a double bottom because it's not a bottom. It's not the low of the day. It's held 16, but I'm saying if it does a sandwich and breaks 16, it's going to break the low. So that's why we'll wait and see what this bar closes here. Let's just see exactly if this bar closes here. Actually hit on it more than once. It hit on it 3 times here on the 1, 2 times here on the 2, 2 times on the 5, but I'm really not looking at a bottom because this is the bottom. Is anyone anything else you want me to look at while I'm waiting for this Fran thing to see what it does? So I'm giving you a call here if it does it. It didn't do it yet though. I think to be safe because the spread is changing so much, you'd really have to put the stop at 28 though. $15.99 by 28. It'd be 29 cents. It'd be almost 30 cents. And why would you do that? You would do that because you think it's going to $15. You know, because if it breaks the low, I think it might. So it's a 30-cent stop, but it still has a risk to reward. Did not trigger yet though. Ray's out of Franny staring at too much money. That's perfectly fine, Ray. And this was, you know, hard here to stay through this rally up if you had this whole thing down when it hit off 16. So there's nothing wrong with that. But here, $15.99 by 28 if you want to do this. 99 by 28 if it hits. 99 by 28 if this hits. You're doing this because you have 100% conviction that it's going down to at least 15.22. 15.22 was the first real target on this. You could do a small, tiny, tiny, tiny piece of size if you want to. And if it hits the low of the day and bounces, you could be out of half. It didn't trigger yet, though. It's just setting up here in the 1 minute, though. Let's see. It's not really rattling. That's a good sign for it, the weakness. So let's see what it does here. And a stop over 65 for the Sol now. 23, 22. It'd be better if this rallies. If this rallies up here and makes a nice squish, it'll be a better entry with a better stop. But I don't know if it's going to do it. I honestly don't know if it's going to do it. Let's see. All right, let me just look at the list for tonight meanwhile, because Tom's going to talk in a half an hour. I'm going to keep watching this for those of you that want to do it. I think this is a quality play if it sits up. I'm really done for the day because I'm happy. I'm really happy. We've had 2 really nice days. So I'm going to make this list for tonight while this is doing it. Here, the call is still valid. $15.99 by $16.28. If you don't want to do it tight, put the stop at $16.30. If it goes down to the low of the day, you can take half out or the whole thing, but you're doing it because you think it's going to break. Oh, there's some big names out tonight. Here, let me look at the list. Alta's out tonight. Zoom Z's out tonight. DMND's out tonight. AEO's out tomorrow morning. Big's out tomorrow morning. Man, this is going to be an amazing week. I already know some of these charts. Okay. All right, looks like Saul's hanging on by a thread. Fran is sitting here. It doesn't look like it's moving. Is Fran moving? 1032, 1033. Fran's going to break. Fran is going to break. It's spacing here like it's going to break. If you really want to do it, you could take some at 1609. It's basing out like a breakdown play now in the 1 minute. I almost didn't think it was moving. Here, you could take some right here. Stop at 28 or 30. Full on under 16 if it hits. It's basing out here like a breakdown play. I almost thought it was stuck. Can you guys hear me? Looks like the internet's stuck. So, and Saul, you can hear me? All right. Okay, this is fine. And the Fran is trying desperately. All right, let's look at the list for tonight meanwhile. I gave you the call on Fran if it hits. I think my internet is like slow today or something. This is okay. Not fabulous, but something. This is too thin. Q. Too thin. CWB. Too thin. DMND. Geez, DMND will trade, but I don't know why this is thin for some reason here today. This will trade. I don't know what's up with this thing here now, but I'm putting it on the list because it will trade. ESL. This is too thin. FNSR. This is good. This is a top watch here. 5. Not crazy about this, but I'll put it on the list. MITL. No, too thin. Keesun. This will trade. I don't know why. This will have volume. Rally. No, too thin. Ulta. Geez, Alta looks thin here today, but Alta will trade. I think Alta gaps up. I think Alta gaps up actually here on earnings tonight. I think this is going to be a buy. But if it gaps down, we'll watch it. SEAC, too thin. VEEV. This is fine. ZMZ. This is fine too. But FNSR so far is the best thing for tonight. Let's look at the Fran. Okay. So a 5-minute on Fran is 08 and the stop is 30. Put the stop at 30. If you take it before it hits under 16, you got to put the stop at 30. It's trying though. It's really trying hard to break. Or you can wait till it just breaks 16. AEO is tomorrow morning. I love this. We'll see what it does. Big. Ew. This hasn't played out right since last year. I do not have high hopes for this year. It's kind of a shame. I'll put it on the list, but AEO is actually at the top one for tomorrow morning. FGP, too thin. GCO, too thin. BNS. This is okay. EXPR you did this morning. Well, the problem with these ones is they need time and the resistance has to be correct. I would have said 1950 for the resistance. As it turns out, it held 1940. It held a lower level of resistance. Where did you take this, Diane? And I'll go over it for you. Where was your entry? On the 1 or the 2 or the 5? I would always stick with the 5-minute for these follow-throughs, unless you really, really have the numbers down pat. You know, that's the problem with the follow-through continuation gaps. Sometimes you have to wait for a bigger time frame. It was really here on the 5, would have held 40. 28 by basically 41. You would have put the stop. 28 by 41. Here's a resistance. Do you see this? It was the prior support down here. It comes up. It's the resistance. I would have been looking for 50, but as it turns out, it held the lower level. Remember, I did say this morning it gapped up only because the market was gapping up. Any rally back on this can be shorted. Sometimes you do have to take two trades in the 15 and the continuations. Let's see here. Did it actually trigger twice? Here it did trigger on the 5-minute right in here, except for there's one problem with this. It really only had the one green bar rally. This is actually a level of resistance though. It's a lower level, but it really counts. It could have held right here. I would have wanted to see more of a rally than the one green bar. But I can see how you could have done this here and gotten stopped out and had to retake it because 1925 was another resistance. It's a low level. But there wasn't enough of a rally in here. It was only the one green. Yeah, you would have had to take it twice, but if you had, you'd be up in it. I think JCPenney was a nice setup a nice setup here that could have been done and went down and broke 9. This broke 9. What's happening with Fran? Here's the Fran. So I said that you could have done the Fran back here at 09 or 08, and you could still be in the Fran. You could try to wait till break 16, whatever you feel like doing here. But this might just fall off the cliff. You could put the stop at 1630. It's all the way up here now. Man, this looks like it's going to go red today. You know, the funny thing is, I thought ARO would be the one today that needed a 15-minute, not Fran. I didn't think Fran would need a 15-minute sell setup today to go red. I thought ARO would, but as it turns out, you know, the gap read on this was spot on. It rated very high. It had a nice drop down and move. It just needed the 15-minute. The reverse swoosh happened, so you can't short it on the lower time frames. You wait for it to set a resistance level. We didn't even look at that. Where was the resistance level here? 17? No, went over 17. 17.12. It held here, though. Look. Wow. It held like a very high resistance level. Very high. Crazy high. It should not have really needed to go up this far, but why did it? Who knows? It came down in here and gapped down big, and it wanted to go and made the huge move up. But this is probably going to go red today, and so if you want to do it, you can do it under 16, and if you're not already in it. What is everybody doing with the Sol? Sol didn't break a new low. Sol didn't break a new low. It's trying to hold in the 15-minute. I have to stop over 65. Edwin, are you still in this? Ed, are you still in this? Tom, are you still in this? Here's the list for tonight and tomorrow. Watches for tonight. Ed's out of the Sol. He had enough. Edwin has a stop at 68 if you want to still be in it, but it didn't break a new low. You're waiting for the 15-minute now. The 15-minute you've got to wait for now at this point. Tom, do you want to get on and do a little test here before you talk, or do you need to call Kathy? Or do you still remember how to get on? Did you do the test yesterday? I got your text, but it was very, very late. Here's the watch list for tomorrow. Actually, there's only two things, but they're very good. Okay, good. All right, so does anyone in anything they want me to look at before we get ready to have the talk with Tom? Is anyone in anything they want me to look at? Let's actually go over, let's go over the Sol. And the Fran's still in play. Fran ran up and held 27. So to be honest with you, as long as Fran holds 30, this is a short when it rallies again. TITN. Mike, I thought you said you were done. You said that you weren't going to overtrade today. You didn't do Fran, and now you did this. I'd be careful. Be tight. All right, tight stop. And Diane's in the ARO. Well, it just had a move in here. You might get this down to 9. Like, I don't think this goes red today, Diane. But if you shorted this, I'd be really tight with it, or you're looking for $9, basically. If you can get 20 cents out of this or something, it wouldn't be bad. If you had a good entry here. You could have had an entry right in here. Failed buy setup 24 by 33. You could have had it 9 cents. But you got to look for this target. I just don't think this goes red today. Market is so sloppy. Why? Because it's strong. It's strong and it's trying to come in, but it's not going to come in and it's strong. That was your entry. Good entry then, Diane. Be careful with this, Mike. It looks weird. And Fran. So anyone that wants to do Fran, again, the entry on Fran on the 5-minute now would be 1603 by 16, and I put it at 32 actually. I'd give it a 5-penny cushion here. I'd give it a 5-penny cushion. 03 by 32, or wait for it to break the whole number and then stop as 32, but you might get filled like into it. All right, let's go over the Sol trade we did today, and then Tom's going to talk. Let's go over the Sol gap. I actually didn't rate the Sol gap this morning. I could have rated it. I rated the other two, and I really thought Fran would work, and Fran isn't working now, but I didn't do it. So I can see, though, visually when something's good, and we just did it. And I wasn't crazy about just going hog wild with this morning, though, because I like the Fran, and I thought this was a snail. As it turns out, it had a beautiful entry and a nice move, and I'm seeing some fat bars over here. I mean, there are some large bars here. I don't know if this has that type of activity here today, but it might. I mean, the only way you're still in this trade is because you think it's going here. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense to even still be in it at all. You'd only be in this trade unless you think you're going to get a big target. And like I said, it might be that you're in it all day. There's a lot of different areas in here, but the 350 number must be broken to get down. Bigger picture of the chart is here. Looks great. And if this doesn't get to 330 today, we can watch this tomorrow. So let's look at the trade. So this didn't open here. I didn't notice that right away because these looked solid, except for the fact was this was kind of stationary at one point. It was not moving. And then this did actually move. There was 15,900 shares in it. And I pressed it to get full here. I called the entry. We couldn't do anything. I didn't get full. Nobody did. Then it had a tick. Then it officially opened. So I was using this area up here initially as a stop, but it had a couple penny spread, so then it was fine. I did get filled then here. I kept pressing, and then this was when it opened. So I actually took the trade into the open, which was not what I would normally do. But we got filled at a better price, as it turns out, because otherwise we would have taken it at 72, because it did trigger in a 1 minute low. Went up, ramped back a rally. We would do the ad here, and I did do the ad here. Okay, so I did take some here, and then I took more here. And I said you could have even added under 75 on the 2 minute. And some of you might have done that if you didn't do this ad back here. But this is a nice flat area, nice roly-poly, and we're in it. So my price was like, when I did the ad up here, was kept the same, which was nice. I had initial price of 79. I did the ad right here at 78. So my price was like between 78 and 79. So this was great. But I did keep the stop at 86 for a while and then moved it to 85. But this is still a crazy small stop. So I hope everybody loaded up on this to maximize what was going on here. And then we waited and waited and waited, and then it did its thing. And this was actually a very good exit. So I got out of some here, and then I got out of the rest here. And that was a really good exit for me. Those of you that stayed in it through here, you're in it because you think it is going back down to the bigger number, but everyone should have their stop really either over 71 or preferably over 65. But it's resting now. It's not ready to go anywhere yet again. Okay. So it's a nice trade. Any questions? Any questions at all about this? You didn't see what, Tom? Oh, cost? Well, we'll go over it. I think cost was one quick playing out. I don't think I would have done this. It's not exactly reverse swoosh for cost. It's a dollar rally. It's really not that much for cost, but I think it's a little bit too much. Okay, Edwin took all this all out. That's okay. This is a good entry, though, for this. Under 122.20, 29. This is with a tight stop probably at 40. 20-cent stop for Costco and drop down here $1.20. Just had a nice risk-reward trade. That's it. You could have redone this here, but I didn't really like this on the daily. I think this was the trade right here. This is the trade right here. This needs the market to get going. 120.32, 120.50. It hasn't even gotten down there. I wouldn't do anything with this the rest of the day. It's done. Yeah, this looks like it didn't touch down again. I think everybody's out of this now, huh? Except for Tom. Ed killed it a little bit before. Edwin got out of it. KR, you want me to look at? Okay. KR, I didn't even gap. KR didn't gap. It just looks like it fell off the planet. Let's look. Yeah, it just fell off the planet. Did it swoosh? Let's see. Yep, see, there's no way we would have done this. It didn't gap. It had an entry to short it, but why would you have done that? You would have been shorting a daily sell setup, but why would you short this as a daily sell setup? Look at the chart. Chart's in an uptrend. You can't short a daily sell setup on a chart that's in an uptrend. because it's not a daily sell setup if the chart's in an uptrend. This is breaking out today. This is a huge red bar. It's down at 40. There's a problem here. Something's wrong with this, and it's really might be damaged now. But you wouldn't have known to take that trade. JCPenney's a different story. JCPenney's a different story, and what Diane's trying to get in this ARO, oh, careful here. What are you doing, Diane? Are you out? This is a little whippy. This is a different story here because this chart is weak. And every time it does a sell setup, you can just short it. Short it into every rally. Okay, you're out. All right, good. You're out break even. Excellent. What happened to the Fran? All right, Fran is over 30. Fran is over 30 now. Did it trigger her in the sell setup or not? Nope, never got down to 16 and didn't do a sell setup. So if you did grab some of this in here at 09, preempting the break, you're stopped out. You got to kill it. You can't still be in this here. This might have been it, but this could still set up again on the 15-minute. It'd have to fail here as a buy setup. This buy setup would have to fail. If the buy setup fails on Fran here in the larger time frame, then it's still in play to go down and go red today. I think that move that I called, that trade I called, and it was the move though, at least for now. Okay, all right. Does anyone have any questions about anything else right now before Tom talks? Because Tom's going to do a talk today about the fall selling season. Does anyone have any questions about anything we did today? I only did one thing today, but it was nice. It was good. I got out early. I think it was like 10:05 or something, and that was our day. Market's kind of messy. It's more than kind of messy. It is really messy. All right. Ask me any questions now if you have any. If not, then I'm going to let Tom get on the mic. Dave is saying, what's the topic again? The topic is the fall selling season. This is Tom's idea to talk about this. I call it the winter selling season. Tom calls it the fall one. Tom probably doesn't ever say the word winter because he lives in Florida. So that's why he thinks fall. They probably have fall in Florida, but not winter, huh? Okay. All right, Tom's going to get on the mic. I'm still here. Tom, are you going to use the pointer today? Are you going to be able to bring that up? It's not winter yet. 2 more weeks. It's winter here. All right, great. All right, I'm going to take my pointer off because Tom is going to bring up his. We'll see if this works. All right, I'm right here there, everybody.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Okay, okay, good. I'm trying to get this camera working. For some reason, try it again here. It momentarily pulls up the picture and then takes it back down. It's still doing it. It did this last night when I was messing with it, and then it started working. Huh, 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 huh. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing this, but I'm just going to go ahead and get talking. This was sort of an idea between Melissa and myself. I've often used the term the fall selling season. It's a term I heard many years ago on the old Wall Street Week show with Louis Rukeyser, and it was a term that they referred to with the last few months of the year when well, portfolio managers and individual investors will just start um, selling their losing stocks with reckless abandon, and it's often exacerbated during September and October, which are known for big down months, especially during bear markets. But it can often continue right into the last week in December when the selling finally abates. Uh, in fact, the selling is sometimes so severe in these stocks that uh, they often have uh, large rallies at the beginning of the year, just because there's simply no more sellers. Now, if you know, if whatever is driving the selling is still present, they end up going right back down. But you can see some pretty big rallies in these beaten up names. RIM last year is a pretty good example. It actually doubled from the low to the high in mid-January, and then turned around and fell again. Um, yeah, I know, Dave. It comes up and then it goes back down. I don't know why. Um, but anyway, the selling, the reason behind this, and this is another reason why I I, I much rather prefer shorting in the fall than in the winter, or rather than in January, because I know this happens, and my results reflect this. I mean, I do very well in the fall with down gaps, um, and it becomes I think gaps in general become more difficult in January because on up gaps in January you sort of have the reverse effect occur where people that have been wanting to sell their winners but didn't want to pay taxes on it wait till the first of the year to do it. So you get these really nice gaps in January that are met with selling. I remember Apple did that 2 years ago. Had a really nice gap and opened at around $460 a share or so, and sold off all day, and then made a low and ended up almost doubling from that price. But and I'm gonna keep trying this camera. Let me go to this did finally work. Nice. Huh. Weird. Um, anyway, boy, that's too bad about the camera because I had some nice diagrams up here to show you guys. Anyway, the selling occurs primarily because of income taxes. If anyone, especially individual investors or portfolio managers, have large gains, uh, they'll need to find ways to offset these gains to minimize the tax burden. Um, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get this to go. No, it just goes back down. I'm gonna. It's too bad the diagram doesn't come up. I'm gonna go over this hypothetical example, which if I could have gotten a diagram to work, you could read it for yourself. But say somebody has $100,000 gain for the year, and um, and just to make it simple, say they would have to pay 25% of that gain in taxes, which is $25,000. And say they're sitting with, six or seven positions, but one of those positions has a $20,000 loss. They still have the $100,000 gain, but there's this loser sitting in their portfolio. And so the loser happened all of a sudden, like the XPR yesterday. They're suddenly down 20,000, and it's a paper loss. And say they still believe in the company and it's going to come around and continue to do well. But simply by selling this stock and taking the $20,000 loss, they just saved $5,000 in taxes, really by nothing changing as far as the overall value of their portfolio. But it does save a $5,000 tax bill. And people do this all the time in the fall, particularly when you have big market years like this. The losers just get sold. And I got the $5,000 number by 25% of the 20,000 is $5,000 less than they would have to pay in income taxes. So I think that makes the selling that much worse in the fall. Now what I did here is I can type these in the room here so you guys can see it. I'll try it again if it has worked all morning. Again here. Nope, no good with the camera. The worst industry groups this year are gold, silver, copper, definitely a theme here with metals, and then networking and residential construction. Okay, and and I was going to show a couple of charts, but I'll mention these. No chart. All right. I mentioned I know, Melissa. It comes up. Is it there? Does it stay though? It pops up and then it goes back down. I don't know why. Oh, do you see? Oh, for you, huh? Wonder if it's, I don't, because I've got this running on two computers. I don't see. Anyway, yeah, I've got it on the other computer and I don't see it. Um, but, uh, but anyway, here's the worst stocks, uh, with the gold group. VGZ is down. Oh, you do see the list. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Um, all right. So you guys can see this. VGZ down 80%. It it went from uh, from roughly 350 and it's 35 cents now. ANV is down 62%. Uh, GFI is down 70%. It's from 12 to 350. In fact, this has been coming up on my gap down list every day, hovering here near the lows. I just don't know. It stays low, but it doesn't follow through. And I thought I'd throw IAG on there because I remember Melissa did this in January at around $10. This IAG, and this went down 60%. Uh, Silver, CDE, core mining, that's down 50%. Copper, SCCO is down 40%. And these continue to hover near the lows. Um, Networkers, A-Run, and Riverbed have had pretty bad years. And residential construction, even though home builders are doing pretty well, it's these rising interest rates that are really putting a damper on the growth. And Lennar is down 20%. Um, and that kind of really summarizes my talk here. That in the fall, when um, when you see these stocks in these groups that have had bad years. In fact, this usually becomes pretty evident by June, July. You see these bad groups, and you know that they're just going to continue uh, through the rest of the year. Um, Trying to see here. Let's see if I can get another chart up here. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be. See if I can get this out. You guys see the? Can you see the? Oh, okay, you can see it. Okay. Um, this is um, um, this is the gold stock, and this thing just I mean, it gapped down last year here in uh, last year in November. Um, then it gapped down here first part of the year. Yeah, and here's where we played it. We got into this right at $10, and this just fell just all year long. And I mean, here it is, the fall, and it's still dropping. I mean, no one. I say no one wants to own these. I mean, it is making a double bottom on the chart, and there's what we call value investors that they will buy these. They're the ones that are buying these beaten up stocks because they look at things like price to book value and do cash on it, cash on the balance sheet, and things like that. And they hold these things for years because they just wait for it to turn around. It's a different style of investing. You mention the word chart to them, and they'll say, what are you talking about? These stocks at $4, and and the book value is 6. It's way undervalued, and they do very well. It's just a different style of investing, and some of their stuff that they do, it does go to zero, but then they can get these huge gains to offset it. Let's see if I can let this BGZ. Um, this is down another penny. Down another penny today. But look at this thing. This was $3 a year ago, and just 34 cents. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Uh, anyway, that's my little talk on the fall selling season. Why it happens in the fall. What's behind it is the 13th Amendment or 11th Amendment or whatever amendment it was, where they made federal law the right to collect income taxes, and people sell their losers to help offset the tax burden. Happens every year, except on years where you're in a bear market and people don't have winners. But it does happen every year, and then you have to be careful on the flip side when we turn around in January. First few weeks of January often are tricky because this has to sort out people selling their winners, the people that didn't have the winners want to buy them on a pullback, the selling abates in the losers, and you got to wait. You got to wait a couple weeks for things to often settle out. First few weeks, sometimes the first month of January, because of these tax issues having to work their way through stocks, and that's something I have to remind myself of sometimes, because the apple that I mentioned, I actually had it on that gap that day and couldn't understand why it didn't work and sold it, and that was just a huge mistake, and that was just people getting out of it that had had huge gains in the prior year, but stuff went on for another exchange. So any questions? I mean, it's a pretty simple concept, and the more important thing is this isn't a hard and fast thing, but it's just something to be aware of. That I think shorting is a little easier in the fall, starting really with around August, and then as we get into very late December, from Christmas on into the first couple of weeks of January, it becomes tricky to play the gaps, and I just think it's something you just need to be aware of. I don't think you can be as aggressive the first part of the year. So that's it for today. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Does anyone have any questions for Tom? It's Melissa back again. Thank you so much, Tom. It's interesting. I haven't looked at this IAG in ages. It's funny you brought this up. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people don't want to do overnight shorts. They'd rather go long overnight, but you can see how easy it was to make money in this year. The other sign for this one too is, remember, the market actually started the year with a bullish gap. Market gapped up. That was on the 2nd, and this was on the 23rd. This thing did this whole year with the market being an uptrend. So this was really a good core short to be in. So it's interesting to look at that stuff, Tom. Tom follows a lot of things by looking at financial reports. He does read stuff like that, and he does look at sectors and different gaps in sectors, and does a lot of homework outside of market hours to read and about these things, because he does take overnight positions. So it's very interesting to see someone else's opinion on these things. Of course, I like to short everything that gaps down and rates well. But certain ones are definitely weaker than others. And we've had a good period here where things have been selling off. I mean, if you just even look at the last, I'd say, few weeks. And when Tom brought up doing this discussion, I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. So, I don't know. How does it work with the taxes? I don't know if you know this, Tom. Is there a deadline where you have to sell out of things? Is it 12/31, or is there a carryover into January? Do you know? I don't know the exact tax law for that. Here, I'll take the mic off. Just answer that and let me know if you know that. Tom, are you there? Did I lose you? I just asked you a question.
Oh, no,
Here.
I was talking away with the mic off. I just okay, let me answer Melissa's question again. No, you have till 12/31 to sell it. The only thing you cannot do is you cannot sell it and really still like the company and buy it back the next day. I think you have to wait a month before you can buy it back if you want the loss accounting against your taxes. In fact, you want to hear something? I don't know if you can still do this. I used to do this 10 years ago. I would have a huge gain in something in late November and December, and I'd want to sell it, but I wouldn't, because all I had to do was wait another month, and I could delay the taxes by a year. And I would, I don't think they let you do this anymore, but I would just short it. So I'd be short and long. They used to call it shorting against the box. I'd be short and long the same stock, and it would just neutralize the position the rest of the year. Sorry. I'm going to show you guys this. This was MEI today, which I missed this today. It was a little whippy and wild. This was a great bullish gap, a huge red bar over the base. Fantastic earnings, and I just missed this. This is wow. This is just huge. This is going and going and going. I should have just bought it. I used to just buy these at the open, but which I should have done in this case. But it sold off for a minute at the open, and then turned around and took off. The only thing I did today was the SOL. Sort of too bad. This was a really nice gap, really nice gap. But I know you guys just do the bearish one. So okay, let me turn it to Melissa.
All right, thanks, Tom. That's interesting. Great job. Thanks for talking today about that. I appreciate it. And anytime you want to talk about a topic you think is important or relevant for us to be aware of, you can feel free to let me know. I think that was a good subject for the end of the year. But I only day trade, but for people who are holding positions or in positions, it's good to get another person's perspective on things, particularly because Tom's been trading and holding things as an investor for a long time. what she talked about the last talk. So thank you so much, Tom. Does anyone have any questions for Tom? Anyone at all? Go ahead. You can ask him in the room there if he wants to get back on the mic. We did finally get your layout, so the thing was working then. I still have this up. Here, I'm just going to take it off. And I was watching here this SOL. Everybody's out of this, right? Or I don't know if Tom's still in this, but I know Edwin and Ed had taken it off back in there. And again, look at that. The 15-minute double bottom held. Look. Oh, you were out, Tom, too. Out at 66 and 69. Yep, you had to be. You had to be. This was the area here too. I said to put the stopper. You could have even had it up here, but it was almost too much now because look at the rally. So that was a nice play this morning. We can watch this tomorrow for follow through down in here. It is a nice gap, and this is a target for maybe the next day or two, not today. And the other one, what happened with Fran, I was quickly looking at this. Fran has rallied back here too much to go back into, I think. 68, 66, 60. Well, this is right at the placement. Actually, this didn't get up here where the original stop was. If Fran actually rallies back and holds where the original stop would have been here in the mid-80s, this could still be shorted again on a 15-minute. So it'll have to hold this level of resistance and set up in the 15-minute. Then Fran could be shorted again for a late afternoon play down into itself. Whether or not it goes red or not, or just goes down and retests 16, you have to see. Oh, you know this chart's up? Oh, hold on. I just talked about two things. All right, let's go back to the sol. Sorry. I forgot I had them off. I was saying the SOL did the double bottom here in the 15, and that was held, so you got to be out of it. So that's done, that guy there. And then I was talking about the Fran, saying if Fran holds this area where the original stop was on the move down here, that I think Ray was the only one that did. If this holds here, this is good to reshort, not on the 5, on the 15. 3 green bar rally up here. This can be shorted here on the 15-minute chart as long as it holds this mid area here in the 80s. I don't know if it will. And if it does, then you're playing it again down to 16 to see if it breaks. This might break 16 and run red into the close. This would be a play that would probably have to set up between now and 12 o'clock, 12:30. And then if it does, you're in it basically all day to get it down to here. Whether or not you want to do that or not, I don't know. Let's look at the market. Market is just a neutral little body here today. Really tough to be in anything unless you're doing a specialized gap because the market's strong, but it's not coming in for some reason. Why? Because nobody really wants to sell out of their positions. They believe in the bullishness of the market and it's going to go higher. And I didn't look and see what the econ said today, but the way that we were showing a little bit of weakness there in the morning early, maybe it was negative news and we're trying to shake it off and not come in. But we're still holding. We're still holding the support level. We're holding the support level on the Qs really well too. So I thought we'd trigger and follow through on the buy setup today. Tomorrow, Friday, more econ out tomorrow. Let me see what the data says and probably follow through now tomorrow. Why? Because we didn't come in and we're not coming in. Let's see. Let me just see here what the goings on is for tomorrow. Unemployment rate, average work week. Yeah, bunch of stuff. Michigan sentiment, consumer credit. Lots of things out tomorrow. So we'll just look for our gaps. And particularly, it would be nice if one of these ones here would set up nice tomorrow, like it might be the AEO. Might be the AEO that's tomorrow morning, though, or the FNSR here, too. So if you want to trade this afternoon and do shorts, the market really isn't here against you. I was going to say you could watch JCP, but this is breaking a new low here. Look, this could go to $8.50, $8 today. This is a, look, wow. JCP. This is a big trade even down to here in JCP. Yeah, job numbers are tomorrow. It's a big market mover. Well, we'll see. I don't know. The market seems to shake off every negative news ever it happens. So JCP is a watch that still has target in it. Fran is only a watch if it sets up in the 15-minute and doesn't go above basically 85. Not looking good here now, though, because it's rallying pretty strong here where the market's just sitting here. Sol is done. I wouldn't go back into this today. The move was this morning, and we got it. We absolutely did. And the other one was the AEO. Let's see what this is doing now. No, the ARO I meant. Yeah, this is nothing here. I don't see anything with this one. What happened to the one Mike was in? DITN? Well, it's just, this looks like it's dead. This isn't going anywhere. Mike, did you kill this or what are you doing? It's got nothing going on with itself here. I think this actually holds like this today, green, and we can watch this tomorrow for follow through lower. And let's look at the FIO. Ooh, FIO went green. No in the FIO today. New one. New one is finally, looks like it's hanging on now, trying to come back down into itself. Maybe we can watch a new one tomorrow. Let's look at the KKD. KKD is red. KKD, reversing the bar from yesterday. KKD is a short watch today and tomorrow. And the one from yesterday, XPR, is in play, but why would you do anything else today after what we did this morning? It was so easy. You know, the great thing about having a day like we've had in the last 2 days is it's easy. It's easy money. You like it, it sets up, you do it, boom. You know, then if you take other things, you know, it's more time consuming and stressful, and the day goes on and things move around with the market. It's just better to be done early. But, you know, this is breaking down, and this looks like it's going to hold this area here around 1920-ish. Mike, you're done trading? Okay, good. Yeah, I would be. I wouldn't go back in and do anything today unless JCP rallies and you really want to short it, or unless you have conviction here that this Fran is going to break. As long as it doesn't go up to 1680 is something. The JC Penney is just looks like it's going right to the target. What a sell-off in this. Oh, I didn't look up the reason for this. Boy, this is really coming in. Hold on, let me look. Does anyone have any questions about the day? Anything we did today? Anything about Tom's talk? Anything at all? We went over the list of earnings. I don't really have anything else to go over here today, and I'm not going to do any more trades. Does anyone want to go over anything? We have some time here. Let's see what was going on with JCPenney. No, nothing. This is just doing it. There's no reason for this. It's just selling off here. Selling off nicely. JCPenney could be shorted on any rally. Tom has a question. What's your question? Or you have a comment? What was that bullish gap you brought up? I'll look at that for you, Tom. The one that you were saying you wish you were in. What was it called again? It started with an M. MEI. Where do I see an entry? Well, clearly not right now, but I'll look at it. This just had a breakout play. Just now. Here in the buy setup, came down here, based out, held 30.32. Right in here. You could have bought it right here when it held the number, or bought it here over 86. Basically 87, stop under 32. 87, stop under 32 with the rally up here. 32.41. This is a nice $1.50 move up in here. So you could have bought it here, taken half out here, let it come down here, and you could have done an ad or just wrote out the rest of what you had. And it looks like it just had a breakout play here. Look, this long, basey thing into 33. Could have actually shorted this here, put the stop under 33. It just ran up almost $2. Did you not see this, Tom? Because you could have bought this here. The problem is when you do plays like this when you're in when you're doing longs. It's different from shorts. It's another reason why I prefer shorts. If you put the stop tight here, you could get taken out in a tail like something like this, and then it go on to work. That just doesn't happen really in me and shorts. It just doesn't. But you could take your chances and put the stop under here. It did work. It did hold actually. This was spready. I didn't look at it. Yeah, this is spready, but it had It had the entries. Here's the 5. You see here the base here in the 5. It was a breakout play in the 5. I didn't look at the gap though. Let me look. Yeah, the gap was good. This is a good gap. So the upside. And actually all that's happening here, and here's the market. All right, so anyone have any questions about anything else? Anyone have questions about the market, the plays we did today, any continuation gaps, what we're looking at for tomorrow, anything about Tom's talk? Let me know. We have some time here. I don't really have anything else for us to go over. It was a nice morning here again today. We did what we're supposed to do. We were disciplined. I wish the Fram would have worked out, but in the end, it really didn't matter. We had a nice play in SOL, and sometimes that's what happens. You have watches, and you watch them, and if they don't set up, then you don't do them. And this kamikaze call that I called actually was a really nice move that we all could have done. I didn't think it was go straight down to 16 without backing up, but that's exactly what it did. This is actually starting to rally a little too much here now, though. Let me look. This shouldn't have 5 greens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, 5. Nah. I wouldn't go back in and redo this. If it holds 1685, you can still look at it if it sets up in the 15-minute, but this is really almost got to hold exactly where it is right now if it's going to do work. Otherwise, if it comes back up here, see if it retraces this bar, it's out. This is like right at the maximum level here for it to come back down. All right, so tomorrow is Friday. Good start to the month. First week of December was a strong start. A strong start to the month and a good sign for having a good solid rest of the month. Even though it's the holiday season, there's stuff going on. Things are getting played out, and we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and making money. Does anyone have any comments, any questions, anything they want to go over, anything on their mind? Any questions from any plays earlier this week? I'm at your disposal here if you want to ask me stuff. Feel free. Everyone's quiet as mouse. Everyone's flat, I think. And even Tom got out of the SOL. Well, this is trying to scoop here. Where did this go up? 1968, 68, 67. No questions. Okay, good. All right, well, I'm going to let everybody go early then. Unless anybody has anything they want to ask me or add or say. I think it was a good morning. Pat yourself in the back for having a nice solid day again today. And for those of you that are still learning, you know, this kind of thing here where you see something that it fails out of the gate. This is really important to not start chomping the bit going after this kind of thing. I know I love this out of the gate this morning, but when this did this, you got to remember the rules about the reverse swoosh. And that's why I call this as kamikaze. It ended up being a really nice risk to reward trade, but this is good study material here to study this type of activity in the reverse swoosh effect. I do think Fran is still a short over the long haul, and we can watch it tomorrow. And again, it could be a short this afternoon, but I don't really think there's any reason to keep trading here today. The weakness in JCPenney, oh my gosh, it just went to 1860. No, this isn't even setting up to even retake. I was going to say on a runny rally, this isn't even rallying. This is straight selling. Pure unadulterated selling. Here's all the setups in this today. Look, this is a 5-minute. Here you could have done it at 58, stop over the high of the day. Here you could have done another ad at 36, put the stop here at 45. Here you could have even taken more. I don't know why you would have down all the way here unless you thought it was going to 850. Stop would have been over 910. And it just rolled down another 40-some cents from there. It's insane. You're welcome, Edwin. Thank you. You're welcome. So thanks for having the talk today, Tom. It's good to hear you talk about different things. It's interesting about the sectors. You can follow their own weakness in the things we played this year and see how they look overall in the charts into the coming of 2014. It's interesting to talk about these things and see them specifically against the market. All right, well, I'm going to let everybody go early. I'd be careful this afternoon if you want to trade because the market's sloppy. There's a small chance the market could actually rally somewhere here up into the close. If it doesn't, we're just going to close probably looking like this today and rally and follow through tomorrow. The gold, what? The golf course. Hit the golf course. If you live in a sunny location, you can go to the golf course, yes. Tom's saying go to the golf course. Or the gym. It is early. We were done at 10:04. I didn't take a trade after that. All right, have a great day, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Email me if you need anything. Otherwise, I'll see everybody back in here in the room tomorrow morning, bright and early at 8 a.m. We have the watch list for tonight. There's some big names out tonight. I don't know what Alta's going to do, but I think Alta gaps up. I like FNSR to gap down. I like the retailers to gap down again tomorrow as well. So we'll see if we can get something good to hit it again tomorrow. We're on a roll here, people. We'll just keep it steady. All right. Have a good day. Thanks, everyone. PBY? Let me look. PBY? You mean PBR? PBYI? I don't know what you're talking about. What's PBYI? I don't even know what that means. Oh, a gap up? All right, let me look. The spread in this is 40 cents. Tom, you love these spready things. All right, I'll look at the entry for you. Hold on. It looks like it had no volume. This looks like it had no volume here. It's 5,000 people. But if you wanted to, you could have bought it here in the at 61.43. The stop would have been $1 probably with the spread. If you had, it moved up. Looks like 10 bucks. It moved up $11. It's insane. This is kamikaze because this looks thin. It still looks thin in here. Yeah. Let me look at the daily. It's good. It's a good gap. Yep. People try to fade these, but you can't do that. It was a buy. It was a buy. It is a buy. It was a buy right here at $60. Look, it's a beautiful buy here at $60. That's really where it hit on through. Look. When it hit on through that whole number there at 60, it went kaplooey. It's setting up at the 15-minute now if you're really desperate for another trade. Trigger was 90 cents ago, though. This could get up to 75. But it's a little late here now. All right. All right. Have a great day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. All right. Have a good one.